Alright, I thought in today's video I am going to film a solo vlog, if you want to call it that, and talk about the cameras and how I connect the audio to the camera inside the cockpit, and just a couple of tips and tricks on what I do to make these videos. So the first thing that I have, and kind of the most exciting thing that I've just recently got, is the Insta360 X4, which is on that wing over there. We've also got the DJI Action 4, which is also a relatively new purchase. I am kind of changing over from GoPro. It seems like GoPro is sort of losing the plot in terms of the action camera stuff. And then the last camera that I use is a camera that sits behind me, records the panel. It is the GoPro Hero 9. So it was the first or second GoPro where they increased the size, and it's got the max lens mod on. Really cool piece of kit because you can actually do horizon leveling. The best part about horizon leveling is when we do these steep banks within the aeroplane, it's almost as if the aeroplane rotates around the camera and not the other way around. So super interesting perspective to show how much movement is actually happening in the aeroplane. Apart from those, I have the Sony A7Siii, which I'm currently recording this on. It has got a wireless receiver, which is receiving my microphone audio at the moment, so I can stand really far back. I'm currently probably 5 meters away from the camera, and the audio is still really crisp. So Sony A7Siii DJI Mic 2 setup is on there, and then I've got a shorter lens for more of the talking head type content like this, and then a much longer lens to get more compression for filming aeroplanes coming into land, taking off, things like that. So essentially that is my camera setup. So let's go through, have a little quick walkthrough of where they're mounted, how they work, and then we'll go for a quick little flight, find a couple of 2-track roads, some short strips, and have some fun this morning. So I have pulled the DJI Action 4 off of the mount inside the cockpit, and you can see that these cameras have to be quite versatile because they are used for multiple things. But essentially what I'm going to do is just walk around the aircraft and just give you an idea of what we've got. So this here is the Insta360. This is the Insta360 X4. The X4 camera is an 8K camera, which is absolutely incredible. And basically what that means is when you reframe and to get the normal 16:9 flat shot, is that it'll still be in 4K and not compressed down to 1080p. The next thing we have is the GoPro Hero 9. This is my GoPro Hero 9. So you can see the lens mount there, and the lens mount is like really big compared to the normal GoPro lens. So essentially what this does is it gives you a wider perspective and allows you to do the horizon leveling. Essentially when the plane banks like it does, the camera stays fixed into a position, keeps the horizon level, and then that the aeroplane actually rotates around the horizon. Really cool perspective. So the way that I mount this actually is just with a sort of grip clamp. The last thing we have to make these videos is essentially this big camera here, often sitting on a tripod. This is the Sony A7S3. All in all, when you're filming flying videos, you want everything to be really easy to use. And I feel like this setup has been a long time coming. It's been a good sort of 2 years. So we've got some friends visiting us. It's been a good 2 years trying to find the right setup, and obviously the technology wasn't available 2 years ago. But as technology advances, life becomes a hell of a lot easier. Filming these videos becomes a hell of a lot easier. So I think the plan now is we're going to join the guys up in the air, find a couple of short strips, find a couple of 2-track roads, and go have some fun. Have a good time demonstrating these cameras and their capabilities when we do our bush flight.
I did just eye out what looks like crops that they've just harvested. Could be potentially a low sort of area in between the crops. So interesting thing on this landing would be trying to get down after the crops pretty quickly, and then because it's quite short you want to stop quite quickly, but I think it's more than long enough, especially if I look at the right hand side of the strip here. It is actually longer than the strip that we've just landed on. This is really cool. Wow. Gonna take off out of here and then go find a little 2-track road. such a cool strip. Wow, first time I've landed there. Really, really awesome. Okay, let's find another little 2-track road. So I know of a really cool road, which is very straight, but the interesting thing about this road is that the road has like this giant ditch in it. So I need to make sure that I clear that ditch. Okay, I do see the ditch. We are on final approach. Okay, that tree is our marker for where the runway kind of, or where you need to approach from and try and get this stopped. No wind today, so we should be able to take off in both directions. There we go. Nice and bumpy. And we've got a bit of a snake to the road as well, which is always interesting. Yeah, this is definitely a little bit more bumpy, so we're going to try and turn around without mowing too much lawn here. And the takeoff is going to be just as interesting. We're going to go right around the corner. This is a very gradual corner. Essentially what I want to do here is get the tail up as quickly as possible so I can see where I'm going. And then after that, we have got trees in front of us. They are quite a long distance away, so there shouldn't be any factor at all. But just for safety purposes, we're going to make a right-hand turn where it's really open field to the right-hand side. Also, it's good that the runway, the road, currently turns to the right. So, yeah, really, really cool little strip this is. Tail up, I can see everything. And then we're going to turn around the corner with aileron and with rudder, and we're going to rotate. And we're airborne. Right-hand turns to make sure we don't go towards the trees. Okay, I think it's time to head back to Petite. I have got to edit this video. It is now 9:15. It's actually a lot later than I thought it was. So we're going to pack the plane away. But essentially, this is how I film my aviation videos. I hope it helps any others that are wanting to try do the same thing. The setup I've got now is really, really easy to use. And using the best of the technology, it's just ease of use. I think with aviation videos is the most important thing to have, that you're not focused on the cameras, you're focused on flying the aeroplane. But essentially that's how I do it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. We will see you again in the next one.